Against this right back, Charlie's definitely.
Always is that active red line defending. I think it's like
people deluded. I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Man.
Come on, people, deluded. I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. First things first, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. Hope everyone had a great week last week. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Big up my Arsenal fans, 3-point collectors. Certain teams can't say the same. I hope this week, better yet, I hope Monday you lot have started the week strong. We start and end strong. I hope this week is blessed with first and foremost health for everyone, or bettered health. And in terms of our personal and professional lives, in terms of your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, I hope you will move that much closer to them if you can't achieve them. So yeah, please hit the like button on YouTube. Twitch gang, it's our second stream of the day. Third one will be at 4:30 on Football Manager. I appreciate you guys. Obviously, at 10 a.m., 10:30, or was it 10 a.m.? Was it? I can't remember. Was I at 10:30 or was it 10 past 10? Either way, my last live stream this morning, we spoke from a tactical point of view about Arsenal. Clips will be cut up and put on YouTube, but we looked at Tomiyasu at left back, the goal we conceded, the good, bad, and if there is any ugly against Leeds, really, lack of clean sheets, really, 7 games with no clean sheets, playing emotional football. You want to see us close out games a bit better. Entertainment value has probably been there for fans. I'm probably capping about West Ham, but it could have went either way against West Ham, Leeds, Chelsea, Manchester United, and West Ham United. And thankfully, all of them met the sword paws in it. They all got ripped in it, really. Don't want to brag about beating Man United. They just lost to a bunch of seagulls in it. But yeah, we need to smelt. For me, in the Leeds game, not to go over the same things, but we did well. I think, Martinelli, Elneny, Martin Odegaard, Eddie Nketiah, them lot. I'm probably missing out what a name, but Tomiyasu, them names in particular did very well yesterday. Main thing, we got the 3 points. Would have loved to, continue in the same vein as the first 10 minutes, put some more daylight between the two teams. Don't think Eddie Nketiah is going to have a better chance to get a Premier League hat-trick for Arsenal. Definitely why his contract's there. So bit disappointed with that. Would have loved us to just kill the game, really, score 3-4 and whatnot. Because let's be real, Leeds looked a better side when they went down to 10 men. And, that's a problem with Arsenal. In many ways, it was relatively comfortable, but it was quite nerve-wracking at times. And obviously, it was a sloppy goal, a cheap goal to concede. We're not really clearing our lines correctly. If you go and look at the build-up to it, Xhaka's actually swiped at a clearance. Fair enough, it happens. And then he's conceded the corner. From the corner, we're doing zonal marking. Firpo, the only thing he did well yesterday after getting burnt alive against Saka and Odegaard, he wins the first header. Elneny was amazing yesterday, especially with forward passing. He was second best for that. Obviously, we're doing zonal marking. Llorente's crept round the back. He's not being picked up, and ultimately the ball's gone in the back of the net. And, I think we've conceded 1 or 2 goals from set pieces. We would have loved to have not done that all season and go the whole season, but there's been a terrific improvement. And we are an improved defensive side, but we've probably hit a bit of a brick wall in that we're conceding cheap goals. To be honest, every team should fancy themselves against us scoring goals, and Spurs should on Thursday. We'll get into that. Obviously, it's nice to just keep winning. It's nice to keep the top 4 hopes alive. I whisper it, but one more win and you're in dream world. For me, going into the Spurs game, yes, we know one game could return Arsenal to the promised land. What was a season and it started. All that matters is where you start in August, end in May. We was getting relegated in August. Now we might be in the champions in May. It's important that while this is the biggest North London derby in a hot second, stuff to play for both teams, it comes down to a shootout. Play the game, not the occasion. We know that Champions League, doing the double over Spurs, winning at White Hart Lane. When was the last time we did that? No, it's not White Hart Lane, but winning at their place. All of these things. But if you start to think about that, you'll crumble. Just play the occasion. They both, Arsenal away traveling fans, much like at home, gonna make bare noise. Their fans are gonna make bare noise. You saw Conte get a great point against Liverpool. If they get 4 points this week, that's a serious one. So yeah, we've just got to play the game, not the occasion. Everything takes care of itself. As I always say, I haven't seen the league table, so it'd be unfair for me to look at it. The last time I looked at the league table, I think Arsenal were 5th because we Liverpool and Spurs drew. So Spurs are in the driving seat. What we need to do is chase them, really. You know, I haven't checked the league table. What I would say is just Arsenal just need to improve in terms of not conceding more goals, keep scoring goals, keep winning, keep the feel-good factor. Don't behave like you've achieved anything. Keep things game to game. And then we might have a decent season. But as I said, I haven't checked the league table, so it'd be unfair for me to comment on Arsenal's potential top 4 prospects, whether there actually is prospects or not really and truly, folks. So yeah, it is what it is. So a lot of these things are not going to improve from now to the end of the season. It kind of is what it is. One thing I'm proud of as an Arsenal fan, I would say, regardless of how it goes down, let's not lie. You know, if we get into the Champions League, we're probably going to get smacked up, but we'll deal with that next year. Really, my task with my goals for Arteta would be, it's on the floor, but you need to domestically fight for top 4. Obviously, you need to go as far in the domestic cups as you can. If you're in the Europa League, you need to win it. If you're in the Champions League, you need to get into the last 16 for me. So yeah, I'm happy with that. We're just talking about that. You know, it could only get better for Arsenal. I do like the unity in all aspects. You know, the fans, the club, the improvement of the atmosphere in and around the Emirates, the travelling support. You know, but when we lost 3-0 or something to Crystal Palace, people are chanting Arteta's name, and it's because fans have seen something to believe in, and that's I think that's a real plus. That's a real plus point for us as a football club. So we just need to keep going. I do think, you know, I'm proud of every member of that squad. Some players will be gone next summer. Some players are not good enough to help us go where we want, but everyone's played a part. You know, Elneny probably wouldn't be playing if Partey and that was fit, but since he's come in, he's done very good, and we're going to get into it. There's talks of new deals. Personally, I would just like new midfielders, but I'm not against Elneny signing a 1-year deal with an option of another, giving us more depth as there's more games to play, provided we sign centre mids, and really, he's a fringe player. Would not mind that, but the main point, he's coming. I know Lacazette isn't the flavour of the month, but a couple of months ago, you know, we was winning games and Lacazette was balancing the team. He was good for the young players. He was their favourite uncle. So at times when other players have dropped off, other players have picked up the mantelpiece. Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Saka, you know, Tomiyasu. There's been times Lacazette's been through the middle. Eddie Nketiah got a brace, and we'll speak about him. This is what a season's about. Now, granted, the level of the squad players, just the ability of the squad needs to improve, but we're doing all right, man. We're doing all right. We're doing okay, man. So, yeah, it is what it is. So, hopefully there can be one final big push towards the end of the season. 3 big games left. You know, the only people that probably want their season to end now is probably Man United. They've got 1 game left. So, you know, bring up United fans. The misery's almost done. We've got a tough trip to St. James's Park very soon. You know, Everton are fighting for their lives. They've got 6. Forgive me if I'm wrong. They've won their last 2 games. Big 6 points. They're fighting for their lives. We all know what's happening on Thursday, and I want to win that, because could you imagine the banter we could run after we got the game postponed and that? Come on, man. If Arsenal get Champions League, whatever happens in the following year happens, but you lot will see a very shameless Deluded Gooner. It won't quite be the political Palmer, but as I said, I don't know where we are in the league table. I don't think now's the right time to talk about Arsenal's Champions League prospects or anything. What I would say is that we've exceeded expectations. The target was top 6. We've done that, so I think, you know, anything beyond that's a bonus. So I think let's just focus on Europa League. Like I said, the last time I checked the table, Spurs actually moved ahead of us with the draw against Liverpool. I actually haven't watched the Leeds game or checked the league table since, so it'd be unfair for me to comment on any potential thing at this moment in time. Let's just keep working hard and see where we end up. Hey man, they need to employ me for the media, man. Come on, man. This is A1 media training, man. You can tell I'm a Wenger baby. Big up you lot though, man. I just wanted to get that off my chest, man. Obviously, David Ornstein saying rumours of Elneny new deal, Tielemans rumours heating back up, Raheem Sterling rumours and that. Obviously, there's probably hella other things that have surfaced while I've been waffling and things like that. So let me actually keep typing in Arsenal. But it is what it is, man. For me, that's why I really want Champions League, because, fam, the players, and apparently Arteta's got vexed at Pepe, as we all did yesterday, people. Pepe, you're bugging out, bro. Like, Pepe, you're smoking too much. I'm a big fan of Pepe, but, bro, Why are you trying to nutmeg man on the halfway line? This is that you did that away from home once. I'm a big fan of Pepe, and Arteta could give him more chances. But again, as I already said, it's about the results, and I can't blame Arteta if he doesn't have confidence in your ability to start the game and help us or see out results. When you're doing things like that, it's very difficult when you're not playing to affect the game. You see, Eddie Nketiah did nothing really of note when he was getting 10 and 5 minutes here. He was through circumstantial things. He was given an extended run. You see what he's like. Pepe is one of those. Personally, we're at where we're at with Pepe. Do I think he could have been utilized a lot more and played a lot more? Yes, but considering it's a squad, do I think there could be games for him next season? Yes, but it's time to move on, man. It didn't bang. You know, you're linked with Sterling today. Gab has just the day before. Gakpo this, that, and the third. Just make it a non-story, in it, really and truly. It's best that all parties depart and we just keep it moving, because it's not banging right now, is it? Really, like it's just not working out, is it, fella? It's just not happening. But yeah, please hit the like button. It is what it is, people. Pardon me. No Sterling, we don't need a crook in our team. He's so bad. Raheem Sterling, crook for what? You telling me you're not taking 12 goals in 28 appearances this year? Fair enough. 27 years of age, able to play as this false nine that Arteta wants, able to play on the left or the right, experienced, you know, has a wealth of experience, played in the Champions League final, won a numerous trophies, 130 goals and 93 assists in 337 games for Manchester City. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. 12 goals, you know, handing 16 goals in 28 this season, 4 assists, 12 goals. Last season, what did he have? 10 goals and 8 assists. The season before that, 19-20. 20 goals, 4 assists. 17-18-19, 17 goals, 11 assists. 17-18, probably going back far too much now. 18 goals, 15 assists. 16-17, right, you've been there for a minute, bro. 7 goals, 10 assists. 15-16, right, you've been there for a minute. All right, you got 6 goals then. But for the last numerous years, double figures. Arteta's worked with him as well. I don't believe it, because 1 minute it's Gabriel Jesus, then it's Sterling. Half of the players that are next, it will be Mahrez. Half of these 2023 players, but man can't sit there. How can you call him a crook? If he's a crook, what the hell is Lacazette? What the hell is Eddie Nketiah? What the hell is Elneny? What the hell is half of these guys? And bare man are catching strays. I mean, come on now, let's pattern up. You know, by all means, criticize the guy, but a crook? Far from. Bring Raheem Sterling, man. I'm not, you know, I'd actually rather Gab Jesus. There's a bit more longevity, but yeah, man. And yeah, of course, J.A. Tugman, DG, where did you get this top from? I think either Arsenal or Adidas, whenever it come out at the time still. I think Adidas still, whenever it come out straight away. Broski, let's get them likes up early. Please hit the like button. Big up Broccoli, Gooner, Gunner. Massive week ahead for Arsenal. Hopefully we can secure Champions League next season for the last game of the season. Oh, all right, listen, in the ideal world, we secure that. And Amari Hutchinson, Patino, any of these young bulls that have been on the bench, hopefully they can make some minutes. My guy Pepe was ugly, played like he had 1 foot out the door. Bro, he doesn't believe in himself. His confidence is shot, man. And he's just doing dumb shit on the best of days. Much less now. You know, Odegaard. Bro, Charlie, this is my guy. Shame Saka didn't top bins that Odegaard back heel. Exactly. Odegaard should have 2 wavy assists. He should have that, and he should have the one against Man United where Eddie did it. So, yeah, man. Big up the Haaland boys, but they're doing Martin Odegaard dirty. And I mean, can't believe certain people are not happy with Martin Odegaard. 30 million quid. Arsenal have held a lot of L's in the transfer market. That's not one of them. You know, he's come here. He's been amazing. You know, Arteta signed a new deal. He's got the good things rocking. I'm here to be shameless. You know, Arteta has had Ceballos for a season. Ceballos has gone back to Madrid and played a key role in helping them get to the Champions League final off the bench in his little minutes Carlo gave him. Hey, I'm here for this. I'm seeing names attached to the rumours and seeing points on the board that reflect how I've been praying for this club for time. Let's gear up for these last 3. Of all the teams to concede directly from a corner bar, Southampton, I can't believe it was Leeds. We fell off, man. Thing about our defensive record is that it seems teams are scoring with only 1 or 2 chances a game. Exactly. And that's low level efforts, really. And that's the problem. That tells me there's a lack of focus. You know, Arsenal, where you could tell, bro. You could see with the players, man. A lot of the times we get a bit too comfortable, really and truly. Like, come on, man. Yesterday, the sun was shining. Leeds were not on playing ball. You know, the Emirates pitch immaculate. The new song is blazing. It's amazing. That was a great game for us. And really, we weren't really troubled. But you could see our defensive shape was kind of meaty. You know, Tomiyasu locking it down. It's just about remaining focused. Because again, any team that plays us from now to the end of the season, and maybe next season, unless something dramatic, you should always believe you could score goals, you know, and respectfully to certain individuals, bro. Anytime you see Cedric and Tavares, respectfully, who's not involved yesterday, you're going to fancy it. That's not me criticizing, and that's a fact. Think about it logically. If you was a rival team, Cedric's someone to be got at. Tavares is someone to be got at. Arsenal are a team to be got at because of their scores, you know. So everyone should be DG Teta, you know. But I prefer political Palmer, man. I'd rather a new thing, but Elneny could, bro, 5 games a season is calm, man. You know, I'd rather just, like I always said, sometimes it's, you know, there might be a jacket in your wardrobe you ain't worn for time. There's nothing wrong with it. You just need a new thing. I'd rather get in another one, distribute the minutes elsewhere, but you could do a lot worse. Again, if, you know, then keep Elneny. If you could get him on a 1-year deal, option of another one, as you said, with more games next season, the Carling Cup, the FA Cup. If you're in Europa, then Elneny can play with them group stages. Champions League, you might need to utilize him. Again, I'm greedy, but I'd like 3 midfielders, but that's dream mode. I'd like 2 8s and another 6. You know, Lokonga could go out on loan for a year. Elneny could be the bridge player for a year. Because in many ways, Elneny is the same. Keeping Elneny is the same sort of angle with Pablo Marie and Cedric, in that these are bridge players to kind of, before players get to a certain level of maturity. But the only difference is but Elneny is never going to be amazing, but there's some sort of element and confidence in him. Even when Cedric does all right or we win, it's still meaty, really. Like yesterday, it's still meaty. You weren't appalling, but yeah, man. Arteta, I love you, Arteta, for what you're doing on the football front. Pause. But next season, man, I can't lie. Cedric, unless you got a fullback that's on this Dani Alves thing, I can't keep seeing him take set pieces, man. We need to do a bit better, man. Really. Last week I said we should swap Cedric for Tavares. What? Tavares right wing, right back, and Cedric left back. Nah, gee. Arteta outthinks every pundit. I mean, that's his job. Their job is to talk on football. His job is to manage the football club. So yeah, it's not really adapting. Mbappe to the carpet. Nketiah 10 goals in all comps in less games than Saka or Smith Rowe. A shameless one. I'll give him a new deal. I've been saying, give Eddie a new deal for the bands, bro. The pesos, gas him, yeah, fam. Champions League. You next season, we're going clear, bro. Trust. Sign that deal, cuz. Trust me, you're back. Now you're going to be the next Ian Wright at this club. Sign that new deal. Gab Jesus next striker. Boom, blast. We're done. Eddie, if you want to be part of the squad, great stuff. You know, because as much as I think Eddie's turning the corner and now he's showing that he's gone from being this fringe player to a rotation option, someone that might be able to start in the Premier League. We need to be making money. I want the bands, bro. I can't lie. Balogun, new deal. If he shows he can play for Arsenal in the future, great. If not, safe. You know, that's what we need to do with Eddie. Eddie's just putting himself in the shop window, really, you know, which is great for him. I probably wouldn't sign a new deal if I was Eddie, because are you going to, obviously, if you want to play for a big club, competition's competition, but and obviously Arsenal might be in the Champions League. Or so you'd be part of the good times and you've played a part in it. Why wouldn't you? You know, you're part of the squad from August until May. Why wouldn't you want to stay and see what that is? But are you going to be guaranteed starts week in, week out? I don't know. And as I keep saying, circumstances happen and you've got to thrive in circumstances. But at the same time, you know, if you got Vlahovic in January, if Aubameyang doesn't misbehave allegedly, if Lacazette doesn't lose form, does Eddie Nketiah ever get a chance? We can only deal with the facts that he was presented one. I'd give him a new deal for the bands, bro. Simple as that. Like, if he can keep showing he's 30, why not? But if I'm him, I'm listening to what some Premier League teams have to say. I'm listening to what some German teams have to say. You're right, he does have 10 goals, man. More open play goals than Lacazette. He actually has a hat-trick. That's more than Lacazette this season. He's got 5 and 5 in the cups, and then obviously I think he's played like 18 games, got 4 goals. But I kind of discount his thing. I think I'd say about 5 and 4 or 8 and 4, because I really count Eddie Nketiah's season from the Southampton start. That's when you've arrived as a genuine option at Arsenal. So from Southampton to this point, and his goals have come in braces. I mean, I told Eddie Nketiah brace on the live stream before. I said he's getting a brace today. put him in my FPL team. Should have put a tenner or something on it, man. I always say these things and don't fucking bet. Stuff a lot. Shouldn't be betting anyways. Apologies for the French. But yeah, I give him a new deal, man. For the bands. Come on, dear. Appreciate that, man. Bro, don't want to get carried away. I don't want to get carried away. Is this live? No, it's not, bro. It's not. Elneny does a job and puts in 7 or 8 out of 10 whenever he plays. I mean, I'm not going to be funny. Let's not rewrite history because that's not exactly true. He's done quite well, and he does go through little purple patches. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not adapting. You know, I don't know about 7 and 8s. It's more 5s and 6s, excluding yesterday. You know, nobody talks about him losing the header out to Firpo, but he's a decent option. What I don't like is rose tints, you know, the sample size. Are we going to take nothing away from Elneny and what he's done? But two truths can live in the same realm. 4 or 5 games is not 38 plus games. Nketiah, a lot of conclusions are being drawn on since that Southampton game. People even said Cedric we don't need a right back once upon a time because Cedric. People will lie, but a couple months ago, man was saying Lacazette new deal. People were saying Tavares better than Tierney, and I'm not saying people are wrong necessarily. People are not allowed their opinions, but we've got to kind of remove it without emotion. I think when I remove emotion, there's 100% logic in Elneny signing a new deal, but this is a man, we tried to get him gone. He tried to leave a Jan. We're kind of at where we're at, you know. Obviously, people need to take advantage, and this is why you got squad players, but had players who stayed fit, we never saw, and that's another one that you played at the start of the season when we was down to our bare bones. You played now when we're down to our bare bones. In the thick of it, with the exception of AFCON, you haven't played. You know, good member around the squad, which on one hand I loves the club, which on one hand I love, but on the other hand, bro, man, want good footballers. And I'm not saying no, he isn't. I'm just saying you need to look at it without emotion. But I definitely think there's logic with giving him a 1-year deal, maybe a 2-year, an option of another one, keeping him around, a little bridge player sort of thing. So we'll have to see, because again, there's a lot of football. We have to be careful. There's a lot of players that probably need to leave, or we need to get rid of them in the wider scale of things in this process. But you can't really let too many people go. And a part of me would love Torreira to just say, listen, I want to stay and be utilized in this thing as well. But it is what it is, man. We'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. I don't know about 7 or 8s every time, but I hear you. Big up Elneny, we could do a lot worse. Pepe thrives in chaos. I don't want people thriving in chaos. Pepe's a baller. He's got technical ability. There's more than that, just being a baller, man. You need to use upstairs. Win Thursday, bring in a couple of Haaland demons for their debut against Newcastle. Never. I'm not on Newcastle away, but yeah, man. Sterling and Saka, that franchise players. Run that like button. Every club would love to have Sterling. You lot, I rate you lot on to him about that Cook word. That's why he was good to bring on against Wolves at home. But when we need control, he can't focus. Pepe's bookie, because the worst thing is I actually think he's improved defensively under Arteta. I don't know about the last 2 times he's been utilized, but yeah, man. I mean, yeah, he's probably. Let's be honest, the Sterling thing is probably not going to happen in it. That is, every now and again it happens, man. He's probably going to need a good paycheck. I'd prefer Gab Jesus, but I think Sterling be a great fit. Wenger did try. Martinelli was brilliant yesterday. He should have bagged yesterday. Yeah, not seasoned pro. I didn't give him a straight. I'm bigging up Elneny, but just because that I don't like when people do this, and it's for all players. That man not rewrite history. Nothing away from Elneny. Does his thing. You need dons like this. You need squad players. We've been having them, bro. Obviously played a lot more, but we had all them amazing dons, Henry, Perez, and that man had Ray Parler as well, bro. You need these dons. Like, as I said, everybody has played their part this season, whether you rate them or not. Everyone has played, whether they've played one game or every game up until this point. Everyone has played a part this season. Some players have, there's been times Ramsdale's been the one to stand out. The 2 centre-halves have stood out. Tierney, when he came back in after you lot were chatting shit about Tavares being better than him. Tavares is Kalam, but even he's played a part. There was a time, let's be real, Cedric did it. Everyone apart from Marie, Cedric did his thing. Jacques has been all right. Partey's been stop-start, but had his points. Odegaard's turned it on. Smith Rowe's gone off the boil, but a big reason as to why we're picking up points. Him and fellow Haaland Demon and Bukayo Saka. Martinelli's gone from, Arteta don't like him, man. He might leave, man. He got to go on loan, man. Now look at what's going on. Lacazette did his thing as well. So everyone, it's a squad game. People need to understand. But technically, even Aubameyang, like, I know he's gone, but yeah, you get the point. I look back to our first wins of the season. One thing I'll give Cedric credit for, do you remember how Bandulu it was against Norwich and Cedric made that diving clearance to kind of prevent a shot? He threw everything he could at the ball. Pause. Everyone's played their part. It's a squad game. Elneny's come in now and whatnot. And there might be that. Elneny might just be the crisis, man. You don't need him or hear from him or forget he's involved until bodies are dropping. And as I said, and I've said, and a lot of you are here at this point in the season, it's not to criticize them. And you know me, I love young players. I'd rather, in the grand scheme of things, Lokonga play and get opportunities. But if we're trying to grab 3 points, I'd rather draw for Elneny. Because worst comes to worst, he's going to give 5s and 6s out of 10s. You know, the young guys, they might be 10 out of 10 against Leeds. They might drop a 2 out of 10 against Spurs and things like that. And I'm not saying Elneny or any experienced player can't play bad, but you get the point. I do think next season we need to keep people as part of the squad, but we need to remove the romance. You know, teams that, let's just, if we're going up the levels and we're talking about promotion, not everyone can come on this journey. We need to improve the squad, probably need to let some players go, probably need to demote some players. We can't just rest on this season's laurels, really and truly, because you're going to need more consistency. Certain players that were amazing against Leeds, you're going to need them to do it on Thursday if you're in Europa League, and obviously the Sunday, or on the Tuesday, Wednesday, and the Saturday. So the consistency levels are going to need to raise a level. The performance levels are going to need to raise a level. If you're a promoted team, there might be a striker that's a bagsman in the championship, in the Premier, he's dud. His 30 goals might help you get up, get promoted. You might say, do you know what? I need to sell you, or I need to bring in the next one. Not everyone can come as part of the journey. Some people need to not be that. So yeah, man, and we've still got a lot of players. Let's be real, every 4 or 5 games or whatever, the opinions change. There's not many players in that squad where there's an underlying opinion over them beyond the obvious dons. Sterling or Jesus, who would you prefer if you had the choice? Jamaican, Brazilian, either one, bro. If I get Sterling, that's left wing, that's right wing, that's false 9, that's 27, it's a London lad, that's someone that's worked with Arteta and that. Gab Jesus, point to prove, same kind of logic. Happy with either one. I guess I'd point towards Jesus because he's 2 years younger. There's all that in it, and he probably, well, no, in Arsenal, but if Willian can finesse this club, anything can happen in it. But he's probably not going to break the bank too much in terms of wages. Obviously, Sterling's going to end up being one of our highest earners, and with that, man, need to see certain things. Or you know how the script goes already. You lot are smart guys and girls, or you wouldn't be here if you wasn't. Twitch gang, hit the like. YouTube gang, hit the like button. Twitch gang, I need your input, man. But yeah, I didn't give it on in there straight, man. Oh man, DG man, hope you're well. Feel like we are making a mistake with Eddie and Nketiah. Only Arsenal fans get gas. They're getting gas, but as long as you're not relying on Elneny, that's cool. As long as you're not relying on Eddie, that's cool. But yeah, man, I'd rather sign down the deals, man. Sterling's been better than Grealish this season. Sterling on the left, I would not go into lie, but Gnabry on the right and big number striker up front. Get us a decent number 8 and a left back and right back will be cooking really well. But Sterling does walk in here. Just about so stood there. Understood what you said there, can't cap. Too many players drinking the juice from the media about Sterling. I'll say bring him on. I'll welcome him. Interesting. You man are on him. Crook. What a word. Thursday prediction. I don't want to. What's going on Thursday? Oh, that's the North London derby. I don't have any predictions going into that. What we need to do is just keep working hard, wake up today, shake the Leeds game out of our system and apply ourselves. We know we're going against a tough team with quality players in Son, in newly introduced Kulusevski, Bentancur. Harry Kane needs no introduction. We know we're going to go against a back three, be difficult to break down. We're going against one of the best counter-attacking teams in the league, so we need to adapt appropriately in it. You know, when was the last time we did the double over them, which we can do? When was the last time we won there? I remember in my early years of my 27 years of life, well, man didn't have to talk about Spurs. We knew he was going to win there, really and truly. I've seen my team win grounds there, so win games at that ground. Well, you know what I mean? So it's down to us to just work hard, man. Honestly, I have no predictions. You know, I don't know, man. Last time I checked, Spurs were 4th, we were 5th. I don't know if the tables changed. You know, Gary Neville's talking them up. Let's just apply ourselves really and see where we're at. But in terms of predictions on this Monday, you're probably going to need to ask me a couple of days from now. I don't know. I probably do expect to concede. Sterling ain't leaving. He signed a new contract. Pep wants him to stay in the club, wanting to stay. I don't think Sterling's leaving for what it's worth, but it's good conversation, isn't it? That's all it is, man. I don't know. People are bugging out. Sterling not coming to Arsenal, please. Let's be real. Let's be real, I think you're saying. But yeah, man. DG, will you be doing a Twitch reaction to the All or Nothing documentary? Of course. Would you worry if we got Jesus and Sterling about lack of size in the front line? Why for that, dog? No, definitely not worrying about size. But nah, not really. Not really. Them City players, I know they're signing Haaland, but they're not the biggest of teams. But just put the ball in the back of the net, man. Trust. Big up Elneny. Big up DJ. I think we got a better chance of signing Jesus than Sterling. You're not alone. Will Partey be available for the North London derby? I wouldn't count my chickens before they hatch. I need Yuri at the carpet. We'll get into all of that stuff in a sec. DG, don't you think we need to raise the level of talent? We should really push to get Osimhen and Jesus. Plus, he wants to be a starter. If I was him, I'd look at Ainsley Maitland-Niles. What? What do you mean? I don't understand the Ainsley Maitland-Niles point. But yeah, we need players that can improve the squad. Big up Xhaka, but when we're 2-0 up and we're struggling to break them down, that's where you need an 8 to help on. Look, let's be real. The pivot ain't our midfield ain't levels, bro. Sterling not in form. Hey, man, he bagged 2 yesterday, bro. I'd move Elneny, Cedric, and Eddie on. The thing is, though, where it's difficult because you can't really bring in players without letting people go, and you can't really let people go until you bring in. Now, I do think the club have a plan, but things can happen. Variables can shift. We might think this player's come in, he gets a new offer, he gets cold feet, he wants to stay. A club plays hardball. Variables shift. That's why we might. You can't necessarily rule out even Laka getting a new contract because we hear talks of a new deal. I mean, talks of 2 strikers. If you can't get 2 strikers in, they might say, Laka, all right, cool, stay for a year. We'll try again. Or the same luxury could be afforded to Eddie. We don't know. You'd imagine nothing is good. It's not going to be smooth sailing. There are going to be spanners in the works. That's why it's a very delicate summer. As long as I would say, at least as long as you do 80% of what we need to do, then we're in a decent position still. Hit the like button, people. 277 of you locked in. However, there's only 87 likes. Look, do me dirty, man. Lacazette and scoring goals. Man said, DG, I see the ripples coming. Wave suit. Nah, it's just that hair, boy. Ben White as right back and Tommy left back with Holden and Gabriel. The rest remains the same. Coming in late, Odd and Winky on deadline day. Big up DG. What do you reckon the score is going to be in the North London derby? I don't know. We've just come off the Leeds game. Honestly, bro, I don't know. I haven't looked that far ahead. I didn't even know we was playing Spurs on Thursday. It's something I'd have to go back with my coaching team. We're going to have to sit there and think. Man said coaching team, bro. The PR is crazy. You prefer Sterling or Jesus? Answered that already. It would be smart for us to use Pepe and a make weight for Osimhen plus cash, assuming the guy wants to go there. We said the same thing about Elneny 2 seasons ago. Players play out of their skin for a new deal and fans get gassed and emotional. What's good, DG? Been a minute. Where you been, man? Love that you're here. Sterling and Jesus probably dream chasing. Probably dream chasing. Do you really think Man City would sell both Sterling and Jesus to you, man? Nope. I won't surprise. Tomorrow there's going to be a next City player linked to us, man. You know what? It's been Sterling, Zinchenko, Jesus. Bro, just going to link us. It's easy to link us with City players because of the obvious ARTETA ties and, the positions are areas we're looking for. So this is why I say beyond talking points, until man are holding shirts and Sky Sports yellow bars, it's all dead, really. Sterling's alters progression of either Saka or Martinelli. Jesus is the better option. I don't really feel that. I don't think that makes sense. How doesn't Gab Jesus? And to be fair, it's competition, bro. You're at Arsenal Football Club. If you're wearing what I expect Martinelli to get the 14 or something next summer, or the 9, if we don't bring in another striker, if you got number 7, if you got number 10, there's pressure, bro. It's Arsenal Football Club. It's not Saka FC. And to be honest with you, competition can make these guys better and take the workload off them. I'd say one benefit for me against Leeds yesterday was that it was the first time Saka's kind of had an off game and we still got 3 points. There's not too many times Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli have off days and we walk away with 3 points. I'm not sure with that. They said the same about bringing in Odegaard for Smith Rowe. How did that work out? Smith Rowe's had his best season to date in the Premier League. Odegaard's going from strength to strength. Of course, Smith Rowe is out of the team right now, and I keep saying you wish you could play 12 players, but this is the reality of the football club. Do you think we should play a back 3 against Spurs? On one hand, yes. On the other hand, no. In the sense of Spurs can't break down a low block, so do the low block thing. And we have to be able to move into a territory where we can, for 5 or 10 games, we're playing 4 at the back and be able to switch it up. And just because we're conceding a lot of goals, listen, whether we win, lose, or draw, that you'd probably expect both teams to score. So there is every logic, but at the same time, there's probably too many moving parts. Like, who would you play as the centre halves if everyone's fit? Provided Ben White's fit. Ideally, you probably want Ben White as a centre half. You know, you could do what Ben White holding Gabriel, Cedric left back against Kulusevski, right back Tomiyasu against Son. You could easily, you know, keep Tomiyasu at fullback. If you go with a back four, you could go with Ben White and Tomiyasu. But then again, I want Tomiyasu against Son, their best attacker, their most dangerous attacker in phases of play. You know, Kane's going to drop deep and Kane's the decoy. And then obviously Son's on his bike. Cedric gets caught halfway up the field half the time. At least Tomiyasu, you soon he can be more withdrawn. He did get forward in the second half yesterday, and he drops into midfield. I don't know. It's a difficult one. And then, you know, Martinelli or Saka probably got to miss out. I would like Martinelli. I think it's a game for energy and all those sort of things. Happy I'm not Mikel Arteta, man. It's a difficult one, man. Yeah, but if they get 57 million, they're robbing us still. They're robbing us still. Big up the Indonesians. What striker does Arsenal need? One that puts the ball in the blood clot back of the net, broski. You know, not a striker that, you know, I've seen 4 or 5 games. I don't know if you could do it for 38. Not someone that we're going to praise for working hard and dropping deep and overcompensating. Someone that scores goals, brother. Goals, bro. Someone that I can look at and say 15, 20 league goals. You're going to, when I see the top goal scorers in the league in May, you're going to kind of be there. I don't know. I worry for us if they swallow their pride and go counter-attacking at home. I mean, Spurs are one of the best counter-attacking teams in the league, unfortunately. So it wouldn't surprise me if they hit us on the counter. What happened the last time we played them really at their place a year from now? So last year. So we're going to have to see what going really and truly. Should we look at some of this transfer news, people, as well? I actually want to see Arteta's post-game comments as well. In fact, just before that, Arteta post-game, man, before we get into the transfer news, Arteta press conference reaction. I want to see exactly what he said. Apparently, he was quite critical on Pepe, which again, the man is allowed to be being honest in it. So yeah, I want to see that. Antonio, what have you said? Big up DG. Over the last 5 years, I've learned so much about football. You gave a different perspective how I see football. And I want to thank you for that. Keep up the hard work and big success is yours. Stop cutting onions. I could never, man. You done that yourself. I always tell you, I don't tell you what to think. Just think, bro. Just think. Like, football's a thinkers man game. A lot of these footballers that we talk about improving, yeah, they might be faster, they might be doing things better, but you're thinking. The best footballers are the best thinkers. You know, like in life, ask yourself better questions, you make better decisions, isn't it? So yeah, man. Guendouzi scored in Marseille's win. Come on, but you see, I see a couple of the riders, Guendouzi, Torreira. I wish these guys could be part of it, but we're at where we're at, man. Shout out to the gaffer out there. Let's see exactly what he said in his press conference, people. I want to see exactly what he's had to say. Which, oh, can you lot still hear me? Okay, I think I'm calm. But Arteta on the win, and Nketiah, Tomiyasu, and top 4. Super Mikel Arteta. And if we made hard work of the win, of course we did, but we wouldn't be Arsenal if we didn't do that. Innit? On one hand, it was relatively comfortable against Leeds, but it was somewhat nerve-wracking. It's crazy. If you saw me in the watch-along, I just kept thinking the equalizer's coming. The footballing gods did a madness in Liverpool versus Spurs. Brighton smack, you know, the Seagulls shitting all over United and beating them 4-0. Man, divided, really it is. Yeah, Chelsea bottling. I thought the footballing gods were going to do a mazza to us, but hopefully on Thursday we can continue to beat those cases. But yes, considering the way that we started, blisteringly start, I think we were electric, so determined, so incisive. We scored 2 good goals, creating chances. And we had chances in the first half and the second to score and didn't allow anything to happen around our box, which is true. They had no shots on target, bare just negative stats in the first half. And after that, obviously, the red card presents a different match. Now, I did think they looked better when they went down to 10 men. That probably is more damning on us than them, you know. So that tells us we need to smell blood. We can't play around. So yeah, obviously the red card presents a different match where they change completely their behavior. They started just going long and how they set up, and we have to manage the game in a different way. I think for a lot of phases we did well, but we needed to score the 3rd goal, and we had chances to do so. And then the accident happened when the first time that they were through at a set piece, we conceded a goal. And yeah, it was that first time they really got forward. Xhaka's conceded the corner. Elneny second best to the initial header from Firpo. Zonal marking is done well, but creeping round the back has been Llorente. And we've conceded another cheap goal. And again, that's 7 games, no clean sheet. Would I rather change the clean sheets for 3 points? No, I wouldn't, man. I'm happy with the 3 points. We could talk about the clean sheets later. It's the part of the season we just need to get through. But if you're struggling to keep clean sheets in 7 games, then what's probably going to happen when you play Son, Kane, inform Kulusevski, and forget that just the last 3 games of this season? So that's something to now build on. And even this season, we've improved defensively. We've kind of dropped off of those standards, really. And it goes back to the Crystal Palace game, really, after the international break. But it is what it is, man. So, yeah, man. I think for a lot, yeah. So, yeah, he said we needed the 3rd goal. Then the accident happened when the first time that we were through at a set piece, we could see the goal and it's game on and some nerves had to be handled. Jeff, definitely. On if we took our foot off the gas. I wouldn't say so. It's just we were just calm, like the sun's shining, the fans them are making noise, the pitch is immaculate. We've taken the lead in the first 10 minutes. Maybe you could say we was a bit complacent. I wouldn't say foot off the gas, but maybe, we were just in calm second gear. Maybe we could have just gone up the gears, really. And that's something we need to learn, really and truly. I don't think so. It was just to try to play the game that we have to play in that phase. I think we showed a lot of maturity not to rush things and to start to concede breaks. We didn't do any of that. But when we didn't find the net in key moments to score the 3rd goal and have a different last 20 minutes, on if the team is motivated to secure Champions League against Tottenham, stupid question to ask the gaffer, isn't it? We want to prepare and go for that match like we always do, with the same enthusiasm. But obviously, that this can be a defining moment, and that's an extra level of motivation and another layer for us to really go for it. I can't wait to play that game. Hopefully, they share the gaffer's sentiment. But listen, play the game, not the occasion. Do not think about what winning, losing, or drawing this game does. Just focus on winning, and the rest takes care of itself. On Nketiah's future, Eddie is doing what he's done all season. He's been very consistent with his performances and how little he's giving things away. Let him be. Let him enjoy the moment because he completely deserves it and things will happen naturally. Yep, keep it moving. On winning the game by narrow margins recently. Well, we are finding ways to win football matches. The way we played today, especially the first 30 minutes, was brilliant. So under pressure, to play the way we have done in front of our people is credit to them. But obviously, we have an opponent and the context changes throughout the game. You don't expect to be all the time for 95 minutes on top of the game. And we are dealing with that and getting better at this because at the end, we're winning football matches. On controlling the nerves, hopefully not. But I think when you look at the other games, you see a lot of that. Now is the defining moment when a goal can change the whole season. And that plays in the back of the players. But I didn't see any of that at the start of the game. Obviously, he's got a great relationship with Granit Xhaka. And Xhaka had a good game. He's having a good season. It's the relationship he has with his teammates, and he was trying to fight everyone on that field. I love it. Obviously, the fact he's played a lot of minutes, and credit to him because he's been really consistent throughout the season. That's what we need from players to get close to their best and very durable. Saka is fine. On players suffering during football matches. I mean, come on. This is football. If you look what happened a few days in Madrid, there are things that nobody can explain, but this is the beauty of this game. Suffering, unfortunately, for all of us, especially managers, is all part of it. Trust, you're going to be bold within 18 months. On whether White will be fit for the North London derby, Ben White finally said, Ben White's a liar. He said he doesn't watch football. We saw him at the Emirates yesterday. Pretty little bird, innit? Poor. He's been starting to do a little bit work now on the pitch, and we want everybody available because we know that game is so important. Tomiyasu played right back. He said, it was for today. We cannot do things thinking about the next game. We believe it was the right thing to do today, obviously to cope with Rafinha, with what we wanted to do in that side, especially with what Leeds had on the side. On the mood inside the dressing room, I'm not going to bore you with that, but it should be healthy and confident and all of these things, people. On Pepe's missed chance, when you see that he's got an empty net in front of him and he's taking a touch backwards, we cannot really understand. But you have to have the perception of the player in that moment. They're the ones who make the decisions, and unfortunately, we didn't need the goal. I think Arteta should have shouted at you for that. Why are you trying to not make, man? That's why you're not playing. You can't defend the undefendable. You can get onto Arteta. Oh, he deserves more minutes, this and that. That's why man are not playing. Crazy. What has he said about it was emotional as well. This is other stuff with Arteta. I love to read everything Arteta's had to say. I've experienced games like that in the league. I've experienced it where things can change very quickly. But the way that we started, it was phenomenal. It was electric, really convincing. We were really going for it forward, no hesitation at all, and showing quality. I really did like the second goal. I liked Eddie's. Obviously, Eddie scored the tap in. Martinelli's done well. But if you look at it, Xhaka, Tomiyasu, Martinelli, and actually Eddie start kind of played a part in the build-up, and he just continued his run. I think the 2 goals I like from Eddie, no criticism to Lacazette, but it's amazing. The first goal was similar to the Chelsea one. Just force a mistake. You get 3-4 goals extra a season just by doing that. And for his second goal, strikers arriving into the box on time. You know, you arrive on time, you get on the train, innit? You miss it, you lose money because you need to buy another ticket. It's lovely to see people. The bar's really on the floor up front. But shout out to Eddie and that. And it's true, man. We scored 2 goals and then they go to 10 men after that. You have to play a different game because the game requires a different game. I think we did our things right, but we didn't score the 3rd goal, and that was the killer. Then out of nothing, because you haven't had any shots, we concede a corner and concede from there. After that, we suffered, and that's football to a degree. That happened. That, you know, Spurs did that against Liverpool. That a lot of the things we saw here was in the same game on that game. The song's great, big up that, but it's irrelevant to this potential live stream. We've spoken about nerves. I think that's the same. You know, that's the same thing with Eddie, but absolutely deserves, because nobody sees what he's done throughout the year. But it's not a coincidence that now he's picking up and he's just scoring goals and he's performing and enjoying the way he is at the moment. I'm happy for him. He's taking his chances. I think West Ham was one of the best games you've had this season, really, but he didn't score. He scored in the Leeds game. Gutted you didn't get a hat-trick. I think he was good against Southampton. Evidently, he was good against Chelsea and United. All he asks is that you take your chances. You know, then you can talk about starting, take your chances. Arteta said, just understand that we don't have to explain the importance of the match. Everyone is aware of that. It's just that we play that match that we want to play and make the most of it. Fair enough, Mikel. He said it was emotional. What's Eddie said? I've tried that 50, 60 times. I've probably done that about 50 or 60 times this season and probably don't get there. But that's what I do. I try to push. You know, the manager encourages us to play a high press, and it's nice when you get a reward like that today. They all count, Eddie, you know. He also said it was a really good skill from Gabby and a great cutback. It was a good finish on my left foot from me. So, like I said, it was a good start, and I think it set us up well for the game. So, yeah, big up Eddie. The phone, whoever's the new phone provider, service provider, it's working, Eddie, man. It's working. Apparently, though, Eddie feels the connection to Arsenal when quizzed. I mean, bro, Eddie, keep putting yourself in the shop window, innit? Specifically, he said, it's a great atmosphere throughout the season. It's been excellent. You really feel the connection between the players and the fans. It's amazing to be involved. Any player just wants to be playing and get the opportunities. I worked hard throughout the season to make sure that I was ready when I got my chance. You know, one has to wonder, if he was never injured at the start, what would have happened? Or maybe if you got your chance before Lacazette, you know, let's not discredit what Lacazette was doing when he was in form and that, but you get the point. It's credit to my teammates for helping me play and do well. I'm just happy in the team and helping. So, yeah, he's played down any potential contract things as expected, and he controls his own future. If I was you, Eddie, look at it without emotion. You're doing well. You deserve to have an honest conversation with the gaffer, but it's taken us to fail to bring in a striker in January, Lacazette to lose form, Aubameyang and the gaffer to have a bust up before you've been given that opportunity. And sometimes that happens. That's the working environment and things like that. People are ahead of you in the pecking order, but you sometimes just have to remove emotion. So he's got a lot to consider with his advisors and things like that. So, yeah, man. Eddie Fields, Arsenal connection. Yeah, that's that, people. One love for you lot. You lot are in top form, as you always are, people, which I really appreciate. 126 likes. Can we get to 200? If you've hit the like button, then big up yourself, large up yourselves. I appreciate that, man. We can get Sterling and Jesus. City are going to sign Alvarez and Haaland. I mean, Haaland's right now. I don't know if Alvarez is going to go out on loan, if he's going to play. I don't know their plans. Talented young South American done. Tomiyasu was so good, man. So good, so good. Even in the second half, man. Prefer Rafinha. Sterling would improve us, though. I mean, allegedly, Rafinha's available for 30 million quid, and you saw Arteta kind of talking to him after the game. The problem is he seems like he's got his heart set on Barcelona, and his gaffer Deco has as well. I mean, his agent, so that's a myth. I don't think if Arsenal buy him, he's the best striker, but there's a lot of good options, man. DJ, assuming the recruitment is spot on this summer, how much money do you think Arsenal need to invest in the summer to improve? It's going to have to be more than last year, isn't it? Just over. You're going to have to probably... Listen, if you can do it for the cheap, do it for the cheap. But if it was to address all areas for me, I think you could do it in just over 200. Like, again, I think you need, if it was up to me, which is, again, it's easy for me to sit here as a fan, 2 strikers, 2 number 8s, right back of starting quality to fight with Tomiyasu, proper left back of starting quality to be there in the absence of Tini / fight him. Maybe if there's an option to get a cut price centre back, you know, these sort of things. But yeah, Arsenal tax probably means 1 striker, 1 midfielder, and you know, who knows? Arteta might have other areas we're not expecting. Favorite away kit ever? Yes, lad. Keep up the good work, DJ. Appreciate that, man. Ellie, I think that's cap, but okay. 2 good goals, man. Fuck, no one said they're bangers. It's 2 good goals, bro, from Eddie and Nketiah. I like the fact that he pressed and forced a mistake. You know, he's played a build up. You know, he's played well in the build up. No one said he's amazing or there's amazing goals, but they all count. Put the ball in the back of the net. You're one of them. This I know, Adam. Respectfully, I know you can't play football because you're one of them dons that discredit penalties and all of these sort of things, man. Football's not for you, man. Sterling would make us worse. He's way too greedy. By the way, big up yourself, DG. You're due to be one of them on one of them TV shows real soon. I don't know about that, Skills. Appreciate that. You're doing Sterling dirty, though, man. Really makes us worse. That's harsh, man. Can we really be made much worse with what we're seeing? I let him, man. You know, he could be a fraud, but you're sitting here on YouTube talking nonsense. I mean, rather than just progressing your life, you're sitting here and trolling. Big up you, man. Bet your dad wished your mum was a bit frisky and done some other things rather than, you know, knocked her up. But either way, man, shout out to you. God bless you. God bless you. Let me, you know, I'm going to start meeting you lot with, I'm going to stop being rude to trolls, man. I'm going to start giving you lot love. Holding's been good since every squad player's played their part. So you can criticize if these guys are there, but everyone plays their part in the season, you know. I'm sure if City look back, I know that he's not the top goal scorer, but you can't say Rodri / Laporte goal at the Emirates. You know, both of them, it helped. You know, that's a key part. You know, they just about beat us, but this is what happens in the season. You have to suffer. Love you lot as well, man. I don't think 150 million, unless we do the scouting thing properly, is going to take us far. Greach on a free. DJ, out of all the midfield alternatives, who would be your preferred choice to sign? I mean, we can't get them, but we technically have been linked with Tuchemani from Monaco, and Fabian Ruiz looks like he's going to join Carlo at Real Madrid. But them two wouldn't be against Tielemans. I do like Ruben Neves off the top of my head. Pardon me. Do we bring back Balogun and get him some minutes like Eddie? It could be, but I think it's best for Balogun personally. Go out on loan for a full season. You could stay at Middlesbrough, go to a Prem team, just play ball, man. Go somewhere where you're closer to the first team. The occasional cup games, the occasional runouts, it's not going to do much for you. Exactly. You know, like Charlie said, I think a lot of fans are expecting Arsenal to recruit enough players to compete for the Prem and Champs next year. But Arteta will be building with long-term goals. That's it. That's it, really, man. Sterling is not what we're looking for, and for 50 million, no dope content. I mean, I'm biased to Sterling, and it's not the first choice, but I wouldn't get it. But it is what it is. But yeah, back to Balogun. Just best to just, for me, I like these players to just develop away from the hype. With every good game, you're a messiah. Every bad game, you're overrated. Just new Middlesbrough, you're getting to play week in, week out. Arsenal, you've been a part of it for your whole part of your life. You know, Middlesbrough, Chris Wilder, they don't care that you're Balogun with all this potential. Are you helping us on the field get out of the Championship, which they've just missed out on? I think Balogun ends the season, I believe, with 17, 18 appearances, 3 goals, 3 assists. Good goal against Brum, but he's learning, man. He's learning. There's no rush. He signed the new deal. Of course, we want more Haaland demons coming through, but go and play ball, man. Go and develop. Go and learn. You're not ready to play week in, week out. You're not ready to be a real rotation option for Arsenal. Coming back and playing the Europa League, if we was there and playing against Dundalk and them, man, you're not going to turn levels, you know. I'm going to be honest, if you're in the Champions League, and I ain't really got time for young players per se like that next season. Man, chest is high. I would love Nunes and Jesus. De Jong would be lit. Milinkovic, Savic, not really on the hype train like a lot of people, but that would be a good addition. But he's going to... I hope we hold on to Eddie, Elneny, and Laka. It's going to be tough getting in more than 2-3 signings, and we're going to need more depth in the squad. I don't think we're going to struggle to get 2 or 3 more signings. Out of them names, I'd rather keep Elneny and Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah can improve, and there's money to be made. Elneny at least for a year, you know, be a bridge player while we assess bringing in another number 6, help us tie over with the extended calendar, whether we're in Europa League or whatever next season. And then we keep it pushing from that moment, really and truly. Wouldn't mind Ward-Prowse, but Southampton are going to charge an arm and a leg for a minute, really and truly, man. Really. So it all depends, really. It's all relative, kind of, really. But nonetheless, good opinions, folks, man. You lot in top form. Appreciate you lot on Twitch and YouTube. It's why it's a pleasure to be here waffling about football day in, day out with you lot, man. But if we get into some of this transfer news for real now, though, keep your opinions coming. What's that? 4:55:45. That's the timestamp. And then they allegedly new contract, Tielemans and that, and all other things, people. So we've got to change browsers and go to this and go Safari, scroll all the way up because we read this technically already. But yeah, man. Oh shit, you lot can't even see. Sorry, folks. Here you can. There's actually this as well with Arteta's contract. But before we get into that, we got the Twitch can because we spoke about stuff. Arsenal open talks with Elneny. Now, we tried to sell him for a number of years. We tried to loan him out. We loaned him out. He didn't impress in Turkey. You tried to sell him in Jan. He tried to leave. Something changed. A lot of players tried to leave in Jan. Cedric as well. You know, what we can't do is rewrite history just based on the 4 or so games. But sometimes that's just to be cynical. And what message does it send? You know, he barely plays. He's on the other. He's approaching 30. He's happy to be here and not necessarily start. If that's other players, I have a job to be an impartial, people. If that's other players, we question the culture of the club and all these sort of things. And if we're real with ourselves, money is money, and whether we're able to buy it is another thing. But really, it should just be new players now. Really, Elneny, Lacazette, half of these guys should be moved on. That being said, out of all the kind of sidemen at the club, I'm having Elneny in the squad because his wages are not going to do a madness. We've got more games next season. I'm open to him leaving. I'd prefer for him to go, but you know, and just do new stuff. But give him a deal. Can come in these sort of periods. Knows the club. Doesn't get in a strop. Keeps himself professional. Playing well. It is what it is. We could do a lot worse. Obviously, we've got to remember it's very rarely smooth sailing in the transfer market. You know, if we fail to bring in certain midfielders or certain things happen, you've got to give your luxury to potentially keeping someone like that. So, and it's not gonna. We could do a lot worse than keep Elneny. So it is what it is. He's allowed to stay in my book, but allegedly, Arsenal open talks with Elneny and target Tielemans, people. As you know, allegedly, I haven't seen the league table, but allegedly we're closing in on qualification for this season's Champions League. If we beat Spurs, we might do a thing. Let's see. Scrolling all the way down, we know Nketiah, Elneny, Lacazette deals are running down. Out of them, when I look at Nketiah's deal, that should in the future, we should not be letting deals run down. And I think, Elneny, well, to be fair, Lacazette technically did it for longer before he dropped off form, but people were playing well. We can't let form and a small sample size gas us. But I think we know what we're getting with Elneny. 5, 6 out of 10s minimum, the occasional 7. There's just some sort of consistency. Could do a lot worse, man. FA Cup, League Cup, off the bench. This is you in it. Maybe if Partey's fit, we don't have this conversation, which we have to be wary of narratives. But it is what it is, man. I'd rather, if out of the 3, I'd rather Nketiah sign a new deal because of the bans. But yeah, man. Apparently, there's talk about him signing a new deal. As you know, he still is a peripheral figure. He's come in and done quite well. But to the thick of it, negotiations are believed to only be at an initial stage, but Arsenal are now determined to keep hold of Elneny. I mean, his dad was quite critical of him not playing. He's a popular member of ARTETA's squad, and internally his experience and character are valued highly. That's great, but good footballers is all we need. So it is what it is. I'm again with Partey's inconsistency and Lokonga's inexperience. I'm all for that. So yeah, man, you could do a lot worse than give Elneny a new deal. There's some other reports on Tielemans, but David Ornstein's also said it's also an area where they intend to recruit. Belgium international Yuri Tielemans is currently their top target for the number 8 role, which is bad news for Xhaka potentially. He's heading into the final 12 months of his deal at the King Power Stadium. Arsenal's key decision makers are thought to be in favour of acquiring the former Monaco midfielder, and dialogue with his reps is said to have offered cause for encouragement. We heard Eddie's been chatting to him for time, innit? Oh, sorry, people. The contractual status raises the possibility of Tielemans leaving for a lower price than would have previously been demanded, although Leicester's stance and his preference are not yet clear. I mean, apparently he wanted Real Madrid, and if there's a cut price move and they don't get Fabian Ruiz, maybe he keeps it moving in that regards and goes exactly there, people. Just to keep up the keeping task with Tielemans, where is it? So many tabs. Tab police are going to be on me. Close that. This was the initial article. This was the initial article, folks. Oh, here it is. Arsenal closing in on £40 million deal for Yuri Tielemans, but Real Madrid would be waiting to pounce for the Belgian midfielder should Arsenal fail to qualify for the Champions League. There's growing confidence from the players' camp and the Emirates club that Tielemans will be an Arsenal player next season. Arteta wants to boost the quality and depth of his midfield options. I mean, we've known about Tielemans since he's 16. He played in the Champions League at 16-17 against us with Dennis Perret, who's also at Leicester or might have left now. How fitting would it be that he returns, people? Tielemans would be an upgrade on both Xhaka, whose future at the Emirates is uncertain, and Elneny with his contract expiring. I mean, if Elneny plays like he did yesterday, then yeah, he's an 8. He was passing the ball forward, but I think they're doing Elneny a bit dirty because they're two different sorts of players. Elneny is twice the player Tielemans is defensively. And a lot of the things that we cry about Xhaka, Tielemans does it. Loses the ball at stupid times, lack of focus at times, has that bozo gene. That being said, Tielemans is an extremely great passer, wants the ball, you know, very cultured. I can't talk up Tielemans enough. I'm all for this. And again, he's in his mid to early 20s. He's not the finished article. Arteta has to know he's taking man to the next level. So that's what excites me the most. 25 years of age. So he's in his mid-20s. Now's the time. He's turned down deals at Leicester, as we know. They want to cash in. United have been linked. It's gone away. You know, it is what it is, people. If Arsenal are able to offer him Champions League football, I think we could get him without it. But it just means we're not the underlining choice, people. So it is what it is. Is this a new article? Arthur Melo's full circle business. So yeah, a new article. Arsenal turn attention back to Juventus star Arthur Melo to bolster shaky midfield after failing in. I mean, if you can get Arthur Melo and Tielemans, I'm cool with that. Elneny new deal, I'm cool with that. Arsenal are set to, and again, this is the scum, but Arsenal are set to reignite their interest in Juventus ace Arthur, according to reports. As you know, he could have been signing for us in Jan. It didn't bang. Apparently, this Italian publication, which I'm never really trusting of Italian links with our players, people, that we remain interested. A sticking point could be what Arsenal are willing to pay. Juventus want 34 million, while Arsenal only want to spend in the region of 21. Come, man, do that for 30 then, man. Do that for 28, man. Let's just get that done, man. Come, man, start acting up Juventus, man. It is reported that a compromise could be reached around 25, 30 million. I come, someone get me in there. Oh, Edu, come, man. Me and you can do the director thing. Juventus could be open to accepting an initial loan deal. Didn't we tie up a loan deal? And for some reason, whether it was Edu negotiating shit terms, Arteta and the club having reservations about Arthur Melo, it didn't bang in it. So I don't know what to read of that. Maybe the paper's just being lazy. RIP this Ajax Donny as well. So it didn't bang. Juventus have not been in the title contention since his arrival. I mean, Vlahovic is struggling as well. I'm for that. But can I see us paying what? My maths is poor, but let's just say that's 30 million. 30 million on you. Tielemans is 40. That's 70. It's not the worst. That's 70 on, I think midfield's a mad area, but that's before talking about striker. So that's what? Whether, you know, you probably got to look to spend 50 to 70 million on one striker. So I would, whether that's Osimhen, Darwin Núñez, Martinez. I'm being a bit conservative now, but what? That's about 80. You're spending about 100 odd million on 3 players. So yeah, that's before you talk about left backs and right backs and another striker / winger hybrid. So I don't know, man. Maybe as much as I think we need 2 midfielders, I think it might be one and done. It all depends on Xhaka. If Xhaka, you know, at some point in the summer, Xhaka to Roma or somewhere is gonna, as much as it's Xhaka is comfortable in the team, the fans, the majority of fans forgiving him, he's forgiving them. We're doing all right. He's had a good season. He's comfortable. Things and narratives can change, and maybe with Xhaka staying, Elneny getting a new deal and bringing in one of Tielemans, they might just say that's to go with Partey returning from injury and technically Lokonga. We might say that's it really. And you got to remember they're not ready to do it, but Odegaard and Smith Rowe, as Arteta showed, I think they can be 8s in the long term. they're not really ready for it, but he's shown randomly, like Brighton away, he's open to letting them play in that role. So I'm not too sure what to believe with that one, people. So it is what it is. The Jovic ones, I'm not going to bore you lot or bore myself. Fabrizio Romano said there are 3 top clubs interested in Yuri Tielemans. He's going to leave Leicester after a new deal turned down months ago. Arsenal are discussing Tielemans internally since January. He's considered one of the best options in the list. Still nothing agreed. Champions League will be key. All I hope is that there's twists and turns. If you get Champions League and Tielemans says, nah, I'd rather go Madrid, make sure you got a next target. I don't want excuses. I don't want to hear we tried. Like in January, you tried for Vlahovic. I admired that. You tried for Vlahovic. You didn't bring in anyone for the sake of bringing anyone. While it was a dangerous game that this gamble might pay off, it's cool. But no excuses. Bring people to the carpet. Simple as that. So, yeah, with that, close that. AC Milan to battle Arsenal for Man City star Raheem Sterling, and it looks like he will sign a new deal, people. Which I don't know when, but it looks like he will. But the better report would probably be this, really and truly. The Guardian, you normally have to pay for this. Why is it open? Big up you lot, man. Make sure you're hitting the like button if you haven't already. 455 of you locked in. There's 161 likes. Twitch gang, you lot are amazing. But on that, Arsenal ready to explore deal to sign Raheem Sterling from Manchester City this summer. Now, we keep being linked with Sterling for obvious reasons. City and Arteta have history along with Sterling. He's a London lad. We've wanted him since he was at QPR. His contract is running down. He plays in a position or positions of areas that we're looking at, whether it's Gakpo, whether it's Jesus. It is what it is. He's put talks over his future to one side to concentrate on the Premier League, people. But yeah, Arsenal are ready to explore a move for Raheem Sterling should he become available this summer when his City contract enters his final year. So we have, beyond the obvious, we haven't been told that he's become available, and that's been one consistency probably with with Jesus, Sterling, Aouar when he was linked to Tielemans and Ruiz, is that they're all contracts are finishing at 2023. So this is probably just nonsense, people. It is what it is. We all know Arteta has worked with Sterling during his 3 years at the Etihad. Pardon me. Arsenal's recruitment team have been assessing targets for their summer rebuild for some time and would only realistically be in contention for Sterling if they hold on to the Champions League place they occupy. Pardon me. Anything can change in life, but it doesn't give me the vibe that Sterling, based on what he says, is that he doesn't want to return to London to live in London anytime soon. I think he's more likely to go abroad, but we'll have to see, man, what is going on with Raheem Sterling. Really, it'll be quite techy to see what happens. Arsenal have 4 midfield targets with Arteta and Edu to choose the best candidate. Who are these targets? Allegedly. Douglas Luiz, Arthur Melo, Ruben Neves, and I'd assume Yuri Tielemans. I mean, it's a bit of a nothing report. Would not mind Ruben Neves. But this report's dropped the rates on Tielemans. It said they will take 29.9 million or 25.6. So, all right, cool. The less, if you could get 50, if you could pay 25 million for Arthur Melo and Tielemans, why not 50 million for 2 man? That's calm. Arsenal ready to make Raheem Sterling Arsenal's key man after Arsenal explore transfer. Again, same old issues, people. Again, it's just 2 and 2 and getting nonsense. So we'll have to see. I don't want to bore you lot really with that. Tielemans previously spoke on why he didn't move to Arsenal, allegedly, people. After his initial move to France, he explained why he turned down a switch to Arsenal, as quoted by the Evening Standard back in 2017. I knew not much was going to change with Arsenal's squad. Their management wanted to keep the same group of players together in order to finish high in the Premier League. I had to be honest with myself and take a look at the midfielders Arsenal have got. They are top-class players. I knew that I would not get many first-team chances with them, so I didn't give any more thought to joining them. I said no to any club, but I made it clear where I wanted to go. So let's go again, man. Let's go again. Xhaka's again. It says here there's currently doubt over the future of Xhaka amid continued links with Roma. Last season, I feel he signed a new deal to just give a blessing to Arteta. This is a transitional period. I'll stay out of respect for you. Next season, I want to keep it moving. If Roma still want, man, and they're in a final, in it. Maybe they do. I don't know what's going on there. But this is just echoing the same things. Arsenal crazy about signing, hold positive talks. 35 million plus for summer deal. It's just reiterating that Arsenal are crazy about Tielemans. He has a year left. Leicester have not received a concrete offer yet, and that's the last thing to happen. Clearly, we're seeing Tielemans' feasibility. Does he want to move to us? Which we've been giving encouragement. What a contract potentially look like. Then in due course, bids will be placed, just like in Gabez's thing. Putting an offer it's very rarely that, like in FIFA or whatever, that clubs bid for a player, then they start talks. They reach out via middlemen. Do you want to sign for us? What is a contract going to look like? What are the hidden fees? What's your agent want? What's your personality like? Then when there's encouragement, offers will be the offer, the bid, and the medical. These are the last things to take care of people. So yeah, it is what it is. Gary Rowett expresses doubts over Arsenal defender returning to Millwall next season. As you know, the 22-year-old Daniel Ballard's future probably lies away from Arsenal at this moment in time. But yeah, it is what it is. You can't rule out anything. And sorry, the Twitch gang, we've lost the Twitch gang. What happened there? So yeah, it's probably a myth where he's concerned. But just in terms of that, he said he's done. It's really simple with Dan. He's done really well. If Dan was available again, we'd certainly welcome him back. But I don't expect he'll be coming back to Millwall, because I think Arsenal will probably seek a different type of challenge for him. It's what those type of clubs tend to do. He's had a good season in the Championship. Will they look for something else? I don't know. But hey, so yeah, I think he'll probably leave permanently, in my opinion. We saw this already. Ruben Neves is keen to join Premier League club if Wolves decide to sell 70 million rated midfielder this summer. He's got interest from City, Arsenal, Barcelona, and Juventus. He'd prefer to stay. Ain't no one paying 70 million pounds for the Donny. So it's a bit of a myth in it. So I would take him. Apparently Barcelona, Arsenal, Juventus, United, all following him. Got 2 years left on his deal. Wants to play Champions League football. There's only literally 4 clubs that might be able to offer you that, and I hope Arsenal would be one. But I don't buy into it really and truly, people. So yeah, man, make of that what you will. What's being said here? Let's go on football.london and see what's being said here. Any new rumors? Bring Aaron Hickney again, 20 million. So when you start to do it, bro, we're not gonna. Well, how much? Tielemans is 40. That's 60 already. Arthur Melo, that's our next probably 30. This is before you start talking about a striker and that, which is cool. This is but you have to. If you're in the Champions League, the purse string should be a bit more looser and things like that. So yeah, man. Why not? Oh, fuck Luke Ayling, you shit twat. Yeah, Barcelona reportedly turned down the chance to sign Hector Bellerin. I mean, you need to. This is where Edu, I'm gonna see how good you are, because these sort of dons, you, Torreira, I'd love for Torreira to say I want to stay and sign a new deal, but Torreira, you, Leno, Bear man have to get moved on. Their dons have to get moved on. Raheem Sterling interest once again. Currently, we're getting linked to this young G, 16 years of age. Don't know much about him. Can't comment on him. We've spoken about Ruben Neves. I don't think we missed anything. Juventus want to sign Thomas Partey and are willing to offer Arthur Melo. Allow it. You're not even trying to make up these rumors. To be honest, you'd go Juventus and not get injured, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, man, it seems like that's that where just transfer news and all them things there are concerned, people. That's 1:13. Just call that 30, man. Sorry about that. For the right back starting spot, what's your thoughts on Spence? I like him a lot, but yeah, man, I don't think we're gonna go, man. If you were to buy, who would you get? I can't lie. I want to go back in for Hossam. I'll be real. I'll be absolutely real. I think we went too far to turn back with that one. I don't get the negativity people have around Sterling. We're not in a position to turn our nose up at him. They turned nose up over Odegaard. Look how it happened, man. Fans used to call Smith Rowe Smith kills flow and all of that, but a lot of fans don't know what they're looking for. More than happy with Elneny staying on as a squad player while the likes of Patino, etc. develop. Amen. Bring Ward-Prowse if you could, man. I don't think 50. I mean, 50 for Sterling. I don't think you could do a lot worse than that. I just think it's because I don't know. He's been putting up double figures for years. He's 27. I don't think 50. I do on one hand think 50 million for Sterling. Ooh, a bit pricey, but on many hands, when you think about it, it's not really. I more want to try. It feels like more of a deal with the Gab existing. DG Akanji will definitely leave. Don't cut. No. Akanji, I don't know much, but I remember you played very well against Man United for Basel, and he was developing, but he just looks too clumsy right now, man. DG, would you replace Elneny with Camara? I'd bring Camara if you could, but Elneny's got that experience factor at 29 and all them things there. If we get top 4, I think Arteta's going to get exposed. I mean, you're going to get heavily scrutinized. Look at Thomas Tuchel. You bloody just won Champions League. Scrutiny on him. It comes with the territory, really. Yuri would be straight up and down. Bloody brilliant business. He's a baller. Man, know that. Know in it. FM won the kid from early facts. I'm not up for Melo. I'm here for Melo, man. I'm here for Arthur Melo. Do you know what it is? I actually, 9 times out of 10, I'm happy with Arsenal's midfield links, you know. I was happy with Odegaard, as said. A lot of people going mad over not getting Buendia and Maddison. I'm cool with Arthur Melo. I can't lie. I'm cool with Alwa if it happened. I'm trying to talk that one back into existence. Cool with Neves. I see the angles. I'm kind of calm. I don't think any of these midfielders like transform us. Like it's a mad thing. It's like when we sign Ozil and that, a different player. But we're not in that, probably not in that territory yet. You have to get Champions League a couple times. That Danilo brother looks too raw though, man. Like, how much game time are you gonna get? Like, again, I ain't watched him all the time, but I've seen a couple games. I remember the game against Chelsea. You're at that same sort of stage for Lokonga, and it might even be brazy for Lokonga next year, really. So the Danilo thing, potential, all of that, I'm here for it. What do I know? But he looks like one of them that's very raw with it, and he's gonna have to learn. And to be honest, we're doing this youngster thing. It's not really relevant. I would love Basuma, man. I was watching the Brighton game. It's like, imagine, again, like I said, I'm greedy, but if you could get 2 8s, like the guys we've been talking about, Tielemans, Arthur Melo, or / Alwa, a little Basuma in there. Sorry, Elneny, safe, my guy. Or Elneny, you sign a new deal. Lokonga, go out on loan for a year to a Prem club. You know, Miguel Aziz as well. And Patino, we might have to assess what's going on there, man. Do you think there's a way back for Ainsley to be a squad player? Yeah, but it's time to go now, isn't it? Like, brother, safe, man. It's time. I think you could left back, right back. You could be with the games next season, but are you going to play enough to develop? And I don't want to see no more Instagram posts and things like that. Love Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Will always back the Haaland Demons to get opportunities. But yeah, man, it's time now, isn't it? It is time. Everton Wolves offered peas. It is where it is, man. It's just time to go now, isn't it? Probably that one. Probably just that one. Next season we ship out and then get some peas. Don't know, man. If the midfield group next year is, oh, where's that gone? Sorry, people, builders are working outside as well. That comment's gone. I can't see it. Oh, it's back. If the midfield group next year is Odegaard, Partey, Tielemans, Xhaka, Lokonga, and Elneny, I'll be disappointed. Xhaka and Elneny can go, and we need more people acting like you can't find quality centre mids. Tielemans would be a great option. Premier League experience. Belgium international, too good for Leicester. Melo is dead. Basuma with 12 months left is the one. 2 very different sorts of midfielders. We need the level of experience that Arthur Melo has. All for it. All up for it. However, I'll try and go for Basuma first. I can't lie. I just got this funny feeling United will buy Basuma. My Juventus mates at 5-a-side don't rate Arthur Melo. Respectfully, it's good for them. I don't know them. We should try to go for Aura again. Should be able to get him for a decent price. Would you rather Jesus or Sterling? Probably Jesus, but then again, you got Sterling. Jesus, Neves, Sterling would be immense. All great players. I don't know why Siri's trying to talk to me. No, I'm talking to my friends. I'm not talking to you, Siri. Why are you getting involved? You're ruining the stream. What's all that about? Still now at 200 likes, people. 189. Big up, DG. My first choice signing is Basuma if he's innocent. Listen, I don't want to talk about the off-field business, but yeah, man. I'd rather Arthur Melo than Tielemans. Oh, Brazil bias, I hear you, but I'd rather Tielemans, you know. Have to take Tielemans at that price. If that's true, we have been spending too much on certain players. Need to start finding some value too, and that is value for a Premier League proven man. With Arsenal, I hate the proven thing because there's certain man that were in the Prem for time and then gone brazy. Hey, DG, how would you feel about a move for Benassia? I'm disappointed not to see any links with him. I think he could be the perfect partner for Partey. I was vexed, bro, when he left. I think him, Yunus Musa, Gnabry. I know we do it all the time about players could have blown in this team and made it, but I think they could have. Would love Benassia. I think that one there is done, though, man. Would complement it. More of a 6, though, in my opinion. Can play progressive parts, but more of a 6, more of a combative figure. Wouldn't mind it, though. But Yeah, man. Ainsley will have to come back humble, but his contract, well, Akanji's a mess. His contract, man, we're done now, man. If you want to sign a new deal, accept the right back thing, because you could fight Cedric for a place. 100%. You could fight Cedric, and I can't lie. Honestly, if I was Ainsley and I'm looking at Cedric and Tavares, not that they've played too much, would you honestly believe you're not better? You're not a better right back than Cedric? Would you honestly believe you're not a better left back than Tavares? You might not be able to do the attacking thing, but would you? You've done it before. I don't think Arteta rates Ainsley in a flat back four as a fullback, but there's that for you. You're not going to get opportunities in midfield. If you're willing to accept that, then accept that. But again, I'm tired of the love dramas, man. Of course, we're live. Good morning, my dude. Ainsley wants that midfield opportunity. But if you get opportunities, but I'm not playing you ahead of Xhaka in midfield. I'm not playing you ahead of even Lokonga. I'm not playing you ahead of Partey. I'm not playing you ahead of, well, you know what? You could play ahead of Elneny, but Elneny is better at his midfield role than you. Midfielders are coming in his peak for you. What sort of midfielder is Ainsley? He's got a lot of defining to do, and he's a project. A lot of these guys are projects. Sometimes you have to bin it. Badly want Ainsley to have a future here, but it's probably best, you know, him and Ketty or Nelson. I really want them to all make it here, but it's probably for them. They have to look at it without emotion and be selfish. 206 likes. If you've hit the like button, sorry to make bare noise, but thank you very much. If you haven't, unexpected high bills due, people. Appreciated each and every time. Basuma will probably be on the move. I don't want any midfielder who ain't on defending. Declan Rice for 90 million. Ideally, we could fill out the rest accordingly. I mean, you're obviously going to sign players that are exceptions to the rules, but I'd say players in their early 20s to mid 20s are the bulk of our squad, which you're seeing with the complements of, you know, Elneny in and around the squad, Lacazette in and around the side. Before he left, Aubameyang in and around the side. You know, people that are Leno. Technically, there's a couple exceptions to the rule. If you don't believe you're not as good as Cedric, it's over for you. Trust. Arthur is more technically gifted and created than all our other midfield options, though not as good all round. Does love a sideways pass, if I'm honest. Learned about Musa from your videos way back. He was the one. Still be. I appreciate that. I'm the biggest fan of Arthur. What a cultural baller who can progress the ball, is press resistant, and is confident on the ball to keep possession. Why Arsenal fans saying he's mediocre is baffling. Arsenal fans are special, man. Spoke about Danilo. Looks a bit too raw for me, but I'll take him on that. Champions League football next season would bring the pressure. Will we be? I'm moving like I cannot read. Sorry, Rochelle. Will be really interesting to see who is on Arteta and Edu's Champions League list. A great insight into their idea of what a high caliber player is. Trust, Osimhen, please. I mean, I'm taking Declan Rice. What, 90 million? We're smoking the finest. Bro, how about one Italian player from Gambia? What? He took the first train out in Jan. Sure, Arteta wouldn't have given him sweat that month, but he had his mindset. That's probably where he's shown his naiveties, because listen, I can't begrudge people. I like that Ainsley. Obviously, you got asked questions now because you're chilling on the bench at Roman. To be fair, you're in the Champions League. Man said Champions League. You're in the European final. But maybe if you showed a bit more patience, listen, go and start your future in it. You know, Cedric got an opportunity. Tavares got an opportunity. Elneny got an opportunity. Obviously, certain things had to happen. Currently, Eddie and Ketty has got an opportunity. Now, everybody's situation and things are very different, really and truly. But it shows I don't advocate being patient for the sake of being patient, but it shows potentially what could happen for you. And I can't lie, man. I sympathize a lot with Ainsley, but it's just a lot of crying, man. It just seems like he won't play, then he gets his opportunity, and he'll actually be one of the most standout players. And then we kind of found some sort of medium, and then a couple more games, the same thing happens again. Guys want to leave and stuff like that. You got a new agent last window or last summer. Make them work for their P's, man. Just get your move away. That's one thing I'm hoping these players do. When I look at Torreira, when I look at Bellerin, when I look at Ainsley, you lot want to leave. So get your agent, Pepe, even get your agents to do what they pay for. It's not always on the club to move people on. Yes, with Champions League and personal terms, and we've got to remember free transfers are here to stay. If I'm Leno, you don't play football next season. You're not going to the World Cup, unfortunately, unless Kevin Trapp, Ter Stegen, or Neuer suffer injuries. You know, you've got to. A lot of them might say, do you know what? Let me run down my deal. I'm a more attractive proposition. A lot of them might say, do you know what? With Champions League football, I might stay and see what Arteta is saying. It's a good place to be. A lot of them might not get the wages or bonuses or things that they're getting elsewhere. There's a lot to consider. It's never just really white and black, man. DG, definitely that Donny that was sweating when it was his turn to read in class. Trust me, but I was probably that guy fingering your girl in the hallway in that. Allow it, Shay, man. Sterling still City. He'll be at City, man. Flush the shit in the toilet bowl and we've got champions. Tielemans is good, but how do you rate him against Phillips? They're possibly getting relegated. Phillips a different player, tigerish, more of the six in it. I mean, if you could get apparently Phillips is available for 30 million if they go down. I'm all for that, but that's a myth, bro. Don't know about strikers though, DG. Rather have Sterling over Jesus. Why Neil? Crazy, bro. Crazy, bro. Man, be there. Allow it, bro. Man, be there with your girl using my finger when I'm reading. Come on, man. Come on, man. Extra two. Don't do that. You know the DG press is crazy, man. Arteta doesn't know nothing. Allow it, Shay, man. Bro, Shay punching his air, bro. Shay's probably a weirdo, bro. Guy's probably got me and Pornhub open and he's doing the mazza. Post not clarity in the drain, bro. Weirdo. Dons are weird, man. See why I prefer Twitch. Love to the YouTube ones, but Dons are weird, man. Dons are weird. Because he scores more goals. Okay. I thought I read that wrong. I thought you said Jesus over Sterling. I hear that. Fair play. About to say we're going to go to VAR. I hear that. Man City will go for Calvin Phillips. Got that feeling. Man United apparently onto him. I don't mind Calvin Phillips at all. Very tigerish, homegrown factor. Saka could probably give him the verification. Obviously, the English core developing. Obviously, we've got Smith Rowe and Saka developing, becoming England internationals. Eddie's played at under 21s level, assuming he stays. You've got Calvin Phillips, who knows Ramsdale, Ben White, and Saka extremely well. Probably forgetting 1-2 guys. So why not, man? DG press on the football feels good. Press out his girl. I'll fold your girl like some iron. I'm ironing. Are you crazy? 9 months from above. Shay, tell your girl to shout me. Thursday, if Arsenal win that celebration, 9 months from then, DG might have his first youth. Crazy. In fact, your girl's probably clapped. I can't have dead things having my youth in my life for 18 years. Stop. All right, let me stop. You see, you got me going, mate. You got me going. Ward-Prowse or Neves. Probably Neves, but the way we've improved at set pieces, Ward-Prowse might cook. Just seems like it could be. What else have we got? What are you saying, P? I hope you're doing well. I still don't understand Arsenal fans who say they don't want Champions League football because Arteta will get exposed. I'll fuck with that, man. Nah, I want Champions League football. Let's deal with the problems later. My only hope is that we get Champions League. Of course, I'd love to win it. Just get out the group stages, man. Don't be them teams that rub out and get relegated into the flipping Europa League. Just get out the group, innit? Last 16, it is what it is. I'm not asking much of this young squad. I'd hope the footballing gods would bless us with some of that Real Madrid luck and some of that. The last 2 times Chelsea have won the Champions League, it's been booked. So why couldn't we, man? But we did win it in 2006. I mean, he looks like he's going Real Madrid, but why not? I mean, it's hard not to be, I wouldn't say impressed yesterday. Impressive performance, but it's hard not to be impressed with what we're doing. How are you feeling about the derby, DG? Haven't won at Spurs in the league for a very long time. Still confident, though. It's the derby Thursday. Honestly, I never knew that. I never knew that. Is it? Oh yeah, we played at the Emirates already, so it'd be at White Hart Lane, would it? Honestly, I've not given any thought into it, man. Obviously, it's Arsenal versus Spurs. Not quite sure of the context of what the game means, but if we just play the game and not any occasions, we might have a chance, man. But it's down to us to run faster, to work harder, to score more goals than them. So yeah, man, that's how I'm feeling. I don't really know specifically at this moment in time, but yeah. Are you worried if we start speaking to City about Jesus and Sterling, they'll start asking for Saka? Not necessarily. I'm working on Thursday. Peak. Yeah, man. Water, yellow, and then obviously green screen. Yeah, man. Transparent. See-through. What the hell is this? Would be a madness to get Champions League at the lane, bruv. We need to celebrate like we bloody won the league, man, in honour. Would Prowse will sign with Liverpool? To be fair, be good there. First time at the new Spurs Stadium. Come on, you Gunners. That ain't our first time at their ground. Or are you going? Are you talking about you going there? It's not our first time. I'm sure we played there. I'm sure it was at the new ground where Lacazette scored an absolute banger, and then Spurs finessed us. I can't even count. They finessed us. I'm sure. Getting Champions League leads to getting better players. Amen. This summer is important. We need midfielders and strikers as a priority. If we fail to sign a midfielder, I'm looking at Edu and Arteta with big question marks. Amen. Josh, I hope you're doing well and safe. Osimhen and Rashford, please. No, it's the first time for the fans. Okay. Big up to the fans of home and away fans traveling, man. Let them do their thing. Elneny has always played like this. This is just the first time his style of play suited him. Don't think Tielemans is Champions League quality yet, not going to lie. Still Europa League levels, to be fair. You could say that about half our squad if we're honest with ourselves. We are playground bullies apiece. When teams are in form and in a decent position in the league, we genuinely don't beat them. Only managed it a couple of times this season. Love for the super chat, my guy. Is Pepe on his way out? 72 bags gone. Sam Edis. To be fair, it wasn't 72 million up front. But yeah, it's a myth, man. Big up G1. How's the Seagulls, mate? How's Brighton? Good thing is United only got one game left of the season. How have you lot managed that? If the Derby game follows the pattern of the season, we'll lose the game. We need to switch things up and deliver. Hopefully we can do that. How can Man City sign Alvarez and we, with a director having South American pool, couldn't do more than just Martinelli? I don't know, man. So Thursday could be top rings day. Listen. Let's just focus. You lot are talking about. I've not checked the league table. I don't know about finishing in top 4. I don't know about finishing ahead of Spurs for the first time in a while. I don't know about doing the double over Spurs. I don't know what it might mean for our season. Let's just do what we're doing, brother. Stop spamming, bro. Like, what's wrong with you, man? I still want Alwa, but the rumors are gone, innit? It's probably even deader rumors than Shabozlai at this moment, innit? Should we have another scan? Still just Sterling vibes. Sterling rumors. Tielemans rumors. Doesn't seem like there's anything else, really. Wagner Love said once upon a time we showed a love in him. It showed a love for his ability, and we wanted to sign him. Myth. This is interesting. What does this mean, Arteta? What does this mean? Sorry, folks. What does this mean here? Before the chickens come home to roast on Thursday. I don't want to hear nothing from you. If you're not finishing ahead of Arsenal, you can't talk to us. You've been cheerleading Manchester City, Liverpool, and Spurs. And you being a United fan, cheerleading Liverpool and City is another thing, your rivals. But bloody Spurs, Chester United, Tottenham Hotspur, a team with a cock for an emblem. You know, birds of a feather flock together. G1, if you like that stuff, it's cool to you, man. You can do what you need. Everyone's free. I have to do you dirty like that, man. Crazy, man. What kind of fan are you, man? An Arsenal one? I live in North London. I'm black. I don't know what you're asking me there. Shout out to you. I think that new song is wavy and it helps with the atmosphere, man. Entertainment. I don't know. I think someone's doing judge because the comments are stuck. Sorry, but if we don't finish above City and Paul is dead. Oh yeah, Tuesday United were winning the league this year with Ronaldo. Viva Ronaldo. Viva Ronaldo. Ronaldo helping you lot make history, boy. But anyways, I don't know what this means, but Mikel Arteta says he will welcome Arsenal legends Thierry Henry and Bergkamp as mentors to his young squad, but warns them if anybody spreads poison about the team, they'll be very far away. And to be fair, Arteta has been onto people about. Remember, there was comments time ago about there was a Mo and he promised to crush them and all of this sort of thing, man. Scrolling all the way down, I just want to hear specifically what this Donna said because it feels like sensationalized headlines. He said there are many, many more positives than negatives. I've always said that, and we had a great example of ex-players what happened a few weeks ago at the Emirates, the Invincible reunion, and obviously we had the you know, couple reunions of former title winning Arsenal sides on Sunday as well. It was emotional, natural, and organic, and it's just happening. Now, hopefully, they have realized that anyone who wants to contribute to what we're doing, genuinely contribute with advice or support or whatever, pardon me, he's more than welcome to come. Anyone that wants to poison the club is going to be very far away from the club. With the history that we have, if we don't use it, we are losing a big percentage and margin in relation to other teams. We have that because we have so much success and incredible people and players in this football club's history. And we have to encourage that to come back to the club to make us strong. That's my aim and the club's aim. And he said, it's phenomenal, those experiences, how they won it, how they were invincible. For this generation, it would be something incredible. And hopefully we can do it naturally and with everybody feeling in the right place. Big up ARTETA. Hi, DG. We're all dreaming about Champions League, but do you think we are good enough to face teams like Juventus, Real Madrid, Barca, or the dream will end before it even proper starts? Bro, what the man would expect? You know, of course. We'll get moved to by half the teams in Europe, but, you know, we deal with that later, innit? I'd rather be in the Europeans elite competition than that. You know, I'd rather, what we supposed to do, man? Get in there. You know, the beautiful thing about football, you always have a chance. Do I expect us to get our asses slapped, pause, left, right, and centre and just smacked all over Europe? Of course. I expect to get embarrassed in Champions League, bro. We're not levels, but I want to be there first. And like I said, it's a good experience for the young players to learn. Obviously, we can gas the levels and bring in some players. Why not, man? Half the time we're linked with players, they're saying we want to play Champions League. We want to play Champions League. If you get the consistent Champions League, which again is top 6 now, it's even harder. Why not? United's legends are just pussyholes, man. They just chat. None of them are really trying to do anything. They just talk. Half of these legends just talk, man. Cedric has to leave. I always get angry when I see him play. Looks like a Donny who is gassed to play for Arsenal, and he doesn't want to give up this privilege. I mean, can't get onto him. Why not, man? Why not? Nkunku and Osimhen would be the dream. Christopher Nkunku would be a brazy one. I want to see that battle between Bentancur and Odegaard. Ooh, I really just want Xhaka in that. I missed the 10-2 loss. Just get there first and deal with all the problems later, man. Just get there first, bro. We know it's going to end in heartache. All I ask is that you just get out of the group stage, innit? Exactly. You get more P's as well. And plus, come on, not being funny. Europa League's dead, man. I'm tired of playing respectfully. I don't want to see us against Dundalk and shit. I'll be real. I hate flipping doing group stage watch-alongs for that. It's so boring as shit. Like, it's proper shit. Apart from the young players getting opportunities. If you're in the Europa League, I'd actually say it's silly, but I'd have more expectations on ARTETA because you have to get to the final. Anything less than the Europa League final is dead, really. So, yeah, man. We'll be seeded, though, no? So we should be getting out of the group again. But, yeah, you still got to win the games, though, bro. Still got, no matter who's in the group. Would we be seeded? What would we be seeded on? I swear you're only seeded if you win the league. I don't know how that would work, man. I don't know how that would work. At all, really. If I'm honest with you, but got to make a way in it. But you can't. What I do think is if they're obviously we're going to sign people, but if you try and do it with these existing players, you're going to be sadly mistaken for what we're trying to achieve. On that note, though, people, I've just preed the time. I think it's time for me to go and get some lunch, people. So yeah, man, please hit the like button if you haven't. Twitch gang, this has been our second live stream. Our third will be at 4:30. We'll be at 4:30. We'll be playing Football Manager. Today it's been lovely, you know. Whether you've been listening and participating on YouTube or Twitch, it's been amazing. We've spoken about Tielemans, we've spoken about Sterling, we've gone over Arteta's comments, we looked at transfer rumors, we've just spoken in general. So it's been fantastic, man. I appreciate you lot for hitting the like button and all of these things. Next year we can aim for the quarterfinals. Let's get in the competition first. Not in the Champions League yet. Not in there yet at all, man. So let's just deal with it. But yeah, on that note, hit the like button. Don't know what that weird comment is. Last one, though. What's Jay said? We have a lot to do with squad depth. If we get Champions League with this current squad, we will burn out quickly. This is where the rebuild actually starts. Can we consistently be in those top 4 spots? Exactly. And even with 1 game a week, bodies have been dropping, and we're only in 1 game a week. Let's be honest, because we effed it up in the we went out in the League Cup. No shame to Liverpool, and we went out at the first time of asking in the FA Cup. So it's gonna have to be a lot better next season. My goals, the gloves are off for everyone. No matter what, if we believe next summer if the squad's good enough or not, Arteta needs to prove that. I'm not gonna say it's a fluke because we've assuming you get top 4, you've earned the right. But you need to prove that, okay, that can be the task from August until now. Go and get that in May. FA Cup, I'm an Arsenal fan. Anytime we're not winning that or in the final, I don't want to hear it. So you need to go as far as you can. The League Cup, you need to go as far as you can. Champions League, I just said it, get to the last 16, the first knockout stage, get out of the group. And beyond the obvious with what we need to do with the squad, etc., etc. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. I appreciate you lot. It's a pleasure to be here waffling day in, day out about football with you lot. Don't forget, people, Thursday across Twitch and YouTube. It's the big one, isn't it? Tottenham against Arsenal. Please make sure you've set your reminders for that. Do not shed yourselves, people. And as you know, 10 a.m., 11:30, every day, Twitch and YouTube. It is what it is. You lot stay blessed. Stay healthy. Hope you lot have all had a great stream. Hope you lot have all had a G1. It could be worse, man. Didn't Sir Alex Ferguson fail to get out of the group stages? You lot are a waste of a football club, man divided. But on a serious note, even guys like G1, appreciative to you lot giving up your time today to speak football with me. This week, I hope you lot move that much closer to your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. Most importantly, I hope you and your loved ones remain healthy. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. Subscribe across YouTube and Twitch. Loving and leaving you lot, people.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
There's always that active red flag, defending.